Raiders, we a nation of Raiders. It's a nation of Raiders. We a nation of Raiders. It's a nation of Raiders. We a nation of Raiders. It's a nation.
Talk about how you take care of your body and how important that is to working on your game.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta add. You have those pounds on your shoulders and your legs, and get them ready for a grind, because it's a grind. Playing over 12 games for myself, feeling it and thinking about it at the end of the season last year, knowing what I had to improve on and how I had to strengthen myself in order to be successful in this great league. Yeah, those are the things that you have to worry about the most. Taking care of you, everything from your feet to your hands to your, to your legs. It all compels together.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of InBounds with the Oakland Raiders. I'm Lorelei Suarez, and today we get to sit down with one of the most dominant defensive players in the league today, and last year's number 5 pick in the NFL draft, Mr. Khalil Mack. Khalil, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Laura.
So Boomer Esiason was recently asked a really fun question. He was asked, if you could build your franchise from scratch, who would your top 3 picks be to build that franchise around? Any idea of how he answered that question?
Nah, I have no idea.
Well, he said Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and you.
Oh, wow.
That's mad respect from Boomer. So when you receive that type of praise from players who are the greatest to have ever played the game, how does that make you feel?
It feels good. It feels good, but you can only acknowledge it so much. You got to go out here and work hard every day and make sure you can withstand that respect that you received from those guys.
So let's retrace your unique journey to the NFL. You started playing sports at the young age of 5, mainly baseball and basketball. In fact, you thought that you'd be getting your college scholarship in basketball, but you sustained a major injury. You tore your patella tendon right before your sophomore year. Can you talk about what it's like to experience a setback so young, how you stayed positive, and how you eventually managed to bounce back and find your way to football?
Yeah, man, I had great parents growing up. My mom and my dad, they've been big positive influences in my life. My mom's a teacher, so she made sure I stayed up with my grades. And my dad I call him a bodybuilder because he's a big guy, and he always made me kind of work out and take care of myself. And it's kind of something that we had a standard of when I was growing up, doing push-ups, starting early on, and then it transpired into playing sports. And from then on, I knew I was going to be doing something. I didn't know what it was at the time, but he was going to make sure I was ready for it.
So you only had one scholarship offer coming out of high school, and that's probably because you only got to play 1 year of high school football. And it was for a small program in Buffalo that doesn't get the attention as other big programs. How did that affect your mindset as a college player, and how did it impact your approach to the game so that you could stand out and eventually set the NCAA record for most forced fumbles and tackles for a loss?
Yeah, like I said, it's called being prepared and knowing that everything happened for a reason. I knew I went up to Buffalo, and I knew I had to make the most of that opportunity that I had. And fortunate enough, I was able to do some good things while I was there, like set the record. That just comes from being physical and trying to be a physical football player and have a knack for the football. And so I had some great achievements there, but it's all about where I'm at now and trying to keep getting better as a player and a person.
Well, it's only your second year as a pro, and already you're the face of the Raiders defense. And now you're being asked to lead. In fact, when asked about your role as a leader, you said it's something you have to adjust to. But the thing about being a leader is you have to be a teammate first. Talk about that adjustment and why you think it starts with being a good teammate.
It always correlates to being a good person and knowing how to treat people. You know what I mean? You treat people the way you want to be treated. And I feel like when you treat people the way they want to be treated, that's when the respect comes, and that's when it reflects on and off the field.
You've also been referred to as the second coming of Ray Lewis. But unlike Ray Lewis, you're not that loud, outspoken guy on the field. In fact, you're known for being someone who leads by example. Your teammates say that you don't just dominate in games, but you dominate every day on the practice field. Can you talk about why work ethic and practice is where all greatness begins?
I mean, it all depends on how you prepare. Your preparation, it reflects the outcome of what you reflect on film and on game day. So practice is taken very seriously, and it'll reflect how you look on the field on Sunday. if you put what you put on the practice field.
So 2 years into your career, and you're already being called one of the greatest players in the game. You're described as unstoppable, and that based on some of the things you can do on the field, that you might not even be human. How do you stay humble and motivated to keep pushing when at such a young age you seem to be at the top of your game?
I mean, that's not my mindset. That stays far away from my mindset. My mindset is to keep getting better and watch other people and learn from them. I'm playing with great players like Charles Woodson and Justin Tuck and all these great players, and Derek Carr and Murray. They all coming along, and everybody's growing together, and we're trying to win a lot of games, and that's what it's really about.
Okay, switching gears. Play 60 is a campaign that's near and dear to the NFL. Can you talk about your involvement in that program and why you think it's so important for today's youth to stay active and healthy in an age of Instagram and technology?
Exactly. Growing up, we didn't have as much of technology that they have as far as iPads and all the different games, video games. We didn't have too much of it. We were still outside and playing. And so it's very important for everybody to get outside and play and correlate and interact with people in general, especially sports-wise, because it builds character. It helps build character.
One closing thought for our young viewers out there. If you could offer them one piece of advice, and not just to the athletes who may be looking to play college ball or even going pro, but to all young kids with a dream and a goal, what would it be?
I would say to keep God first and to give your all in all that you do, whether it's playing basketball or whether it's your schoolwork. You have to give your all in both, and everything will work out from there on.
Well, Khalil, thank you for taking the time to sit down with us. And for the energy and the spark that you've brought to the Oakland Raiders. Really exciting to see what's happening out there. Until next week, this has been Lorelei Suarez with InBounds with Oakland Raiders. Thanks for tuning in.